morning. Day 13, 10:04. I'm about 1.2 on my hike. I'm just crossing Skyline Drive. You can see the sign back there for the High Top Mountain parking area. Skyline Drive is still closed from Smith Run Gap, or 65.5, all the way south to Rockfish Gap. I was talking to the rangers and then some of the PATC trail maintainers came along and they told me, which way you going? I said south. I said you'll probably be okay to Simon's Gap, but after that you might be on the road. Well, this hill has got me huffing and puffing, so I wanted to show you as best I can a little bit about the trail here. I think you can see it, but anyway, the PATC and the trail maintainers do a great job about putting on rocks to help in the climb. Obviously it helps save the trail, but sometimes you find like almost slate chunks of stone that will help you walk right up the trail, which is quite nice. One of my woman subscribers, and I apologize, I forget her name, I responded to her late last night. She asked if I could make some comments about the weather. And so I try to look at the weather if I have service. I have a Garmin InReach Mini dangling on my strap there. I can get basic weather out of that. Not that I don't trust it. It's better than nothing, but I think it told me it was going to be snowing. Chance of snow yesterday. Wasn't close, but anyway, today is, I bet it's 50 out right now, if not high 40s. I'll be down in shorts and short sleeves. The other thing I mentioned to her, because she's planning on a through hike, and I think she might be doing a flip-flop, is another great resource. Of course, you need access, is atweather.org. Go to that site and you pick what trail. I think it does the big three, what state, and then you can pick a location, and it goes by huts and shelters for each state. So you can plug in. It'll give you about a 4 or 5 day forecast, and I think it's updated pretty dang regularly, and it's proven to be a good resource for me. atweather.org. My editor-in-chief asked me to comment on is this hat I'm wearing. It's a Columbia titanium cap, and we bought them for 21 bucks at an outlet, and it's got this stuff inside it. I've got a ski jacket with this stuff as well. And I gotta tell you, even on a warm day, it lets all the heat out. Very rarely does it get wet unless it's raining or something. So I gotta tell you, I haven't ever really had a hat like this. I mean, I wear it nearly all the time. I gotta probably put my ball cap on today, block some of the sun. So I got a little burn on my face. I put some block on this morning. Anyway, shout out to Columbia on this cap. Most of my stuff is Under Armour that I'm wearing, but this cap is golden. We paid 21 bucks for them, I think, and it was well worth it. I got 43 miles or so left in the Shenandoah National Park before I exit at Rockfish Gap. I made it up top. This climb wasn't all that bad, but it's a beautiful view. I'm guessing somewhere down there is the town of Elkton that I was in last night. Maybe over there, I'm guessing. That looks like that's Route 33, the main road that's leaving. I think I'm pointing the wrong thing. Right there. There was a stretch of trail that was quite nice. As you can see, it's almost a carpet, you know. A few rocks and roots here and there, but for the most part, just a nice, relatively easy walking trail. And I'm going downhill. Adjusted plans today. I'm going another 7.5 miles or so to Pinefield Hut. With any luck, I'll be out of the Shenandoah maybe sometime on Saturday, because I'm planning on doing a link up with Ia maybe Saturday and Sunday. Pretty interesting there. This kind of looks like a dragon. Guess you have to use your imagination out here when you see some of this cool stuff. I'm right here at Powell Gap, and crossing the Skyline Drive once again, and I got to climb. I guess I'm going up there. I'm tempted to start peeling off some layers. We'll see how the climb goes. But good day. It's quiet. Haven't seen anybody out here, and I don't expect to. But it's amazing. I was thinking as I thought earlier of perhaps taking off my my long sleeve top and just going in short sleeves and taking my my Under Armour leggings or tights or whatever we want to call them. I take those off, then I'm basically in summer hiking gear. I mean, you can't get any less than that unless you want to hike naked, which is a hike naked day out here. I finally got to the top of that climb. Took me forever. I got one more today. I got 3.5 to go until I hit Pinefield Hut. One of the suggestions, that guy from Boston City who I saw a few days back at Pass Mountain Hut, he made a recommendation to me that made a lot of sense, because I used to take my food that I wanted to have for lunch, which might be a bag of tortillas and a bag of pepperoni and cheese and stuff like that, and whatever else. And I used to take those bags out of my food bag, just put them on top of my pack. But City suggested, why don't you pre-make your lunch maybe in the morning, and that way when you stop you got it all ready to go. So I took a suggestion, and this morning before I left the hotel I was at, I made a couple of burritos. Nothing fancy in here. These aren't my favorite, but it's food. Pre-making your lunch, good idea from City, particularly as the hiker develops his legs, his trail legs, and wants to minimize stops and wasting time and effort and all that. A couple of the comments on Guthook said that the thru hikers were being penalized and they'd have to pay $15 when they get dropped off, such as maybe like me when I got dropped off this morning. So I went up and talked to Samantha, one of the rangers on the gate, and I said, it really doesn't apply to me because I've got a senior forever pass for the national parks, and it will get me in with the flash of the pass. But my point to Samantha was, all the facilities throughout the Shenandoah are closed right now. You can't buy anything. So like me, if you can't blow through the 100 miles or so on one resupply, I had to get off at US 33, which I did last night. And so she kind of explained it to me, and as a recreational fee. My point is, aside from the AT or the trails, it just didn't seem right that you'd penalize thru hikers. So she gave me a comment card, and I filled it out. I wasn't trying to be, negative or bitchy or anything like that. I just want to raise a concern that I think when we're forced to get off the trail, we ought not be penalized to come back on. Right now I'm at Simmons Gap. I've got my last climb. I think it's probably going to be a 700 or so climb, and then once I get to the top of that, it'll be downhill to Pinefield Hut. I was hearing some chainsaw activity, so that's always good news when you hear that. It's the PATC maintenance crew. I bumped into her earlier. I'm getting out of the way here, but I just wanted to show you all the good work these guys are doing. But this is Pine Field Hut. I'll get set up here in a few moments. I got plenty of time. It's not going to get dark for another 3 hours or so. But I was glad that I had an opportunity to see the PATC trail maintainers in action there. They've done a lot of work. I think the trail is a bit more gentle as you get down toward the southern end of the Shenandoah than maybe it was up north, where you had lots of rocks and roots and had a lot more elevation.